Hello. In tonight's video, I'm going to go over how to make a backup of the system directory. Now, the system directory is a place where Jdeveloper stores the configuration files and WebLogic files that are needed to run the entire WebLogic and Jdeveloper ecosystem. And they're usually parked here in the Windows uh, file system. So under users, in my particular case, my computer is named SSF, App Data Roaming Jdeveloper. And here you can see that you've got system 11.1.1.7, blah, blah, blah. If you install a later version, it'll also have a system and it'll give the version. And in here you can see all the files, and in fact, here is the default domain. First thing I'm going to actually do, and the reason I have to make this video at all, is I'm just going to show you what happens when you make a backup here. Okay, I'm doing the backup. And there you go. So the file name would be too long for the destination folder. You can shorten the name, blah, blah, blah. Well, we don't even know which file that is, so this is not very useful. And you have no idea which file it was. I do believe, though, that it came from the domain, the default domain, because this is a problem that I also have encountered when I have been backing up the default domain. So the solution is something called Robocopy. Just going to get rid of that. Now I have Windows Explorer here, and we'll go to here, and I'm just going to click in here so I can get the full path. And then I have another directory over here in a separate Windows Explorer where I'm going to actually place it. Now I actually have my Robocopy file here that is here. Let me size this properly. So it's Robocopy/E. And you would just take the directory where it is and then put it in the directory where you want to have it backed up. And then just take this entire value here. Let's open up there it goes. Now you can see that it's writing the files, and if we press F5, I think it'll get bigger. Now the nice thing about Robocopy is if you then go in and make changes to the configurations of Jdeveloper and rerun Robocopy, it'll just copy the new files. Everything that exists will stay the same. So it's a really good backup program. And it's on the newer versions of Windows. I don't think XP had it, for example, and hopefully you're not using XP anymore. I think it's getting bigger. So there's 4,034 files. Okay, it is getting bigger, very slowly. There you go. So now it'll probably get close to finishing. So Robocopy is a really good program for backing up that. I also use it to back up any WebLogic domain that I have created. Now, if you decide that there was a problem with Jdeveloper and the system, you can just wipe this out, right? Because you now have a backup. So you just get rid of the whole thing. And then when you're ready, you would just take, let's get rid of that. And that's what I did there, huh? All right. Comedy of errors here. I'm going to wait until this finishes before I continue. Okay, now you can see that these files are basically gone. I'm just going to get rid of these guys. And you can see now that I have the entire system directory here. And so what I'm going to do is, just to make sure that I have the right files in the right directory, I'm going to I want to copy this here, and I want to copy it from here. There. So now I should be able to restore this. And then let's go back in here, and it looks like it's coming in slowly. Okay, Robocopy is finished. I have the system directory here, 5808 files. And I believe we should have the same number of files here. Looks good. So the next time I open up Jdeveloper, I should have no problem. It should have the original backup. And if I did make a change in Jdeveloper, in the preferences, for example, you could actually run Robocopy to see what file was updated. So let's just do that for giggles. Okay, I have Jdeveloper open, and I'm just going to come over to Preferences. And I don't know where I'm going to change this really. Display. You can do base classes here. No, class name. Packages, that's what we want. E-O. Soch. VO. VL. So basically what happens is that when you create these will be created actually in these packages. Okay, so I guess we could save that. And we'll take our original Robocopy here. I'm going to close Jdeveloper. And you can see now that a few things have changed. Okay? But all these other files are the same. And they're not being overwritten, because Robocopy only updates the things that have been written to or updated since the prior backup. So we should be able to figure out what files have been updated, and for example, if something particular is corrupt within Jdeveloper, you might be able to update the preferences or window. There's some files that have been changed. Let's go see what these are. Preferences. So preferences.xml. So that would make sense. And there's another one. Another preferences. So these system files there's so many of them. It's a little bit tedious to figure out which one is actually updated. So at any rate, Robocopy is great for making backups. End of story. Goodbye.